You're welcome to Moto Online. This is teacher Mugurumiza Noah, a mathematics educator. Subscribe to Moto Online for new curriculum work, scenario based, and the probable solutions. We see here we learn how to answer scenario questions in new curriculum. We get those basic tactics by experienced teachers, and you get exposure. So please subscribe, inform a colleague, to also inform a friend to subscribe to Moto Online for the betterment of your academic journey. Now today we are going to look at a scenario, mathematics scenario, and then we see how we handle such scenarios. So the question for today, it says, Wumal works with a box manufacturing company. He has been contracted to make a foldable box with rectangular faces. The box is to be made from a material whose area is 42.8 centimeters squared, and its base will measure 12.4 centimeters by 5.5 centimeters. Wumal is finding it so hard to come up with a sketch which he will follow to arrange all the faces for the box to fold and close. The height of the box that he will make will come from the provided information. For each box, Wumal is paid 950 shillings, and he has been tasked to make 500 boxes. He has a plan of using all the money he will be paid to buy a cow, which he will sell after 2 years. Because his target is to get 1.6 million out of it. The cow appreciates at a rate of 80% per annum, and he doesn't know if he will achieve his target or not. Remember, his target is to get 1.6 million, but he is planning to get the capital out of the boxes. So the task that we have, part A, help Wumal to come up with a sketch showcasing the details he needs. Part B, calculate the height of the box he is to make. Then determine the volume of the box he is to make. Then part D, will Wumal achieve his target? So when you look at that scenario at hand, it encompasses quite a number of topics. However, under the new curriculum, one, you have to be very keen when you're reading this information. You read twice or thrice, and you see what is given and what is required of you to do. So there is appreciation, that is now business mathematics. And then they've given us area. So now we are required to, first of all, part A. In our part A, we are supposed to come up with a sketch of the box this person is going to make. And good enough, they've given us the area of the material. And then the dimension is, some two dimensions, though one side is missing, that we are required to equally find. So everyone, you know how a box look like. It has a rectangular square base according to the information. So this is my sketch for which this person is going to make. So it has the length, the width, and the height. Now, they've told us that it has area as it has the total surface area of this material. The total surface area of the material is given as 42 422.8 centimeters squared. Then they've also given us the length as 12.4 centimeters and width as 5.5 centimeters. But the height is missing. So I can put here H to represent the height. So in part A, they want us to help Omar to come up with a sketch showing the details he needs. And this is a sketch of Omar's box. Now, part B, they want us to calculate the height of the box he is to make. We don't have the height, but we have the width and the length, and also the total surface area. Now, you recall the formula for total surface area of a cuboid or of a box. So you simply say, recall that total surface area equals to 2 of length times width plus 2 of width times height plus 2 of height times length. You can have this formula 2 of length times width plus 2 of width times height, then plus 2 of height times length. That is our formula. So we only don't have the height, but we have the length and the width plus the total surface area. So we have the total surface area as 422.8, giving us 2 times length, which is 12.4, times width, which is 5.5. Plus 2 times width. Our width is 5.5, but times height, like that. Then finally plus 2 times height. Our height, we don't have it, times length, which is 12.4. Now from there, we are going to simplify. This is 422.8 giving us, so we have to multiply 2 times 12.4 times 5.5, which will give us 136.4, plus we have a 2 times a 5.5, and this will give us 11. This will give us 11, but we have times h here. So this is plus 11h plus, now we have 12.4 times 2. This is going to give us 24.8h. Now, from there, we are going to collect like terms, and we see what we can put next. So you see that on this side we have h, and even this side we have h. This is 2 times width times height. So we shall now have 11 plus 24.8h. Then this will cross this side. Much as we are going to add this and that, we shall still make this cross the other side and we subtract. So we shall now have this side 422.8 minus 136.4. This should give us, now on this side we shall have 24.8 plus 11. That will give us around 35.8, but this is h. So when you subtract 40 422.8 minus 136.4, we shall have around 200. We shall have around 286.4. This will give us 35.8, but this is h. So it's good to begin with the unknown, and so we shall have 35.8h, giving us 286.4. So at this point, you can say over 35.8 over 35.8, and our h will now be given as, we have 286.4 divided by 35.8. So we shall have h as 8 centimeters. Now, after getting the value of height, so you simply now in part B, because part B required us to find the height of the box. So the height of the box is 80 centimeters. So in part B, rather in part C, determine the volume of the box he is to make. So after us getting the value for h, we can now get the volume. So this is part C. Volume equals to length times width times height. Our length is 12.4 times width, which is 5.5, times height, which is 8. But this was in centimeter, even this in centimeter, even this in centimeter. So centimeter times centimeter times centimeter, we shall have a centimeter cubed. And that is the unit of volume. It should be in cubic units. So when you multiply 12.4 times 5.5 again times 8, you'll see that you're going to get around 545.6 cubic centimeters. That is the volume of the box he is to make. Lastly, they want us to determine whether Umar will achieve his target. But remember, his target was to get 1.6 million. And he's going to sell these boxes that he's going to make. But each box is going to sell it at shillings 950. But this person is tasked to make 500 boxes. So we need to know the gross amount that this person is going to make after selling all these boxes, because he is tasked to make 500 boxes. So in part D, we shall say one box costs shillings 950. How about now the 500 boxes? Because this person is tasked to come up with 500 boxes. So it will be now 500 times 950. So you say that this person is going to get 475,000 shillings. So this is the amount of money this person is going to gain out of the boxes. Now, still in the question, they've told you that this money here, which he has got, is going to, because when you read the question, he says that he has a plan of using all the money he will be paid to buy a cow, which he will sell after 2 years, because his target is to get 1.6 million out of it. Now, this person is going to use this money that he has already got out of the box to buy a cow. That means, let's assume that now the cow costs shillings 475,000. But this amount, or this cow, is going to appreciate. Now, this is business math. In business, there is appreciation and there is depreciation. When you buy something, it can either appreciate or depreciate. depending on which asset you've bought. Take an example. If maybe you buy a vehicle at say maybe 50 million. After some years, maybe 5 to 6 years, you cannot sell that vehicle at exactly 50 million that you bought it. It will have depreciated at a certain percentage. But say maybe you've bought land, you can buy land today at 5 million, then next month you can sell it at maybe 100 million. So that is appreciation. The rise in value or the reduction in value. So the rise in value is appreciation, and the reduction in value, it is depreciation. So this person now is going to buy a cow using this money. So now when we start speaking the business language, this money, this person is going to buy a cow. We are going to call it principal. So this is the principal. Principal is equal to shillings 475,000. That is the principal. Now the rate at which this cow is going to appreciate, rate is always in percentage, and it is 80%. Now, it is going to appreciate for 2 years. So that is time. So time equals to 2 years. Now, we ask ourselves, how much will Wumal have at the end of 2 years? If each year the cow is going to appreciate at a rate of 20%, because in the question they've given us the appreciation rate as 80% per annum. So that means we have to determine the amount at the first year, even in the second year, and then we see how much Wumal will have on account, and then we see whether he will achieve his target of getting 1.6 million. There are so many ways on how we can come up with that final amount. We have a direct formula, or even just manually handling it. We can use a formula. Okay. If we use a formula of appreciation, we shall say from amount that we want is equal to, or is given by the formula principal into 1 plus R over 100 to power N. This is the formula for appreciation, where P is the principal. Case in a point, the principal is 475,000. Then into 1 plus R is rate, then N is the time taken for that person. And in this case, the time is 2 years. Now, if it is depreciation, then here it is a minus. It will become 1 minus R over 100, then to power N. But since it is appreciation, then we shall have a plus. So let us feed in this information and we'll see. So the principal is 475,000 into 1 plus R, which is 80 over 100. This is to power N, but our N is 2. So this is 475,000 into, this is, when you cross this and that, you have 8 over 10, which is 0.8. And so 1.1 plus 0.8, we shall have 1.8, but this is squared. Now, 1.8 times 1.8 squared times the principal, we shall now have our amount. Our amount is going to be 475,000 times 1.8, but this is squared. So our amount will be given as shillings. Will be given as shillings 1,539,000. 1,539,000. This is the amount that this person will have after 2 years. Now, this is method 1. Equally, we can have method 2. But before we go for method 2, you look at this amount. It is 1.539 million. And Umalu's target was to get to 1.6 million. That means after 2 years, Umalu will not achieve his target. He needs more period to for his money to appreciate such that he can get the target or hit the target. But at the moment, his target is not achieved. Now, method 2 on how you can get this. Method 2, we can say amount, or we can say year one or first year. First year amount will have to rise by 80%. So we shall have the percentage increase, which is 80 plus now 100. All this is in percent of Umalu's principal, or of shilling 475,000, like that. So this is 180%, and this is the same as 180 all over 100 times 475. 475,000. So you see that here, in the first year, Umalu's principal will appreciate, and it will become shillings 855,000 in the first year. So in the first year, Umalu will have this money, which is not yet his target. Now in the second year, because his intention is to keep the cow for 2 years. So in the second year, still the money will increase by 80%. But now it is no longer 475,000. It's now 855. So we just use this amount in the second year to be the principal in the second year. So we use the principal or the amount in the first year to be now our principal in the second year. So it will be now still 180 over 100 now times 85500. So you see that after 2 years, we shall now still get 1.539 million. So any method you can still reach the answer. When you use the formula, you get the answer, and still when you follow this journey, still you reach the answer. But here, you first find the amount in the first year, then in the second year. If you have a third year, still you now use this amount here to be your principal in the other following years. So with this, when you just compare with the condition given that Umalu requires to hit a target of 1.6 after 2 years. So you see that here, honestly, Umalu has not achieved his target. Subscribe to Muto Online for more math scenario based questions. Thank you.